So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to RSF1's F5 division, coming to you live from the Russian Grand Prix. Yeah, obviously, those of you familiar with F5 aren't used to this voice. It's me, RSF1 Bundle. I'm covering Shane today, who is unavailable for tonight. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. And in the comment box with me tonight is Vettel SF1. So good evening, Vettel.
Good evening, Brundle. Should be a good race, I think. Russia's not bad for overtaking, I don't think.
Yes, and obviously it's a different track from last week for these guys. Last week, obviously, your concentration had to be on point because all the walls that could take you out. This track still has the walls, but it's a much more fast and flowing kind of track, or most of it is. But the one thing, obviously, which everybody has had trouble with this week, some more than others, is the track limits, Vettel, isn't it? This is almost a certainty that you're going to get a penalty in the race, although quite a few people this week haven't had penalties. So I think personally, if you keep it clean and relatively fast around here, you're going to be doing very well. But it's very easy to get one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think the first half of the track's that bad if you really know how to go through there properly. But the middle sector's where you get most of the warnings, because touching the curves will give you a warning for pretty much anything. Especially if you get forced out wide at a corner, it'll give you a warning.
Yep.
So yeah, I expect a lot of penalties, I imagine.
Yeah, so obviously expect by the end, obviously we will try and keep up with everything as much as possible and tell you guys what is going on in terms of penalties and what that does with the positions. We are currently waiting for the race to ready up. Someone keeps dropping in and out.
I think three people have
again.
gone.
Yeah, so we are just waiting on that, but I'm sure they should be away shortly. Should be no trouble. Yeah, Gouda's back. He just needs to pick his car. There we go. Yeah, so yeah, we should be underway shortly. We've had some good races so far this week. Obviously, Sunday was the F2 division. They had mixed conditions. Intermediate to start off with, and that was problematic to say the least. Monday in F4 was a dry race this time, but we had an incident on technically the first corner going 3 wide, which was also an issue that people had to deal with. I think a couple of safety cars in there as well this week, so I didn't manage to catch F1 last night, Vettel. How did that race go? Because I know you raced in that. I'll hold my hand up. I didn't watch it.
No, I didn't race in that.
Do we know what happened?
I know Skunk Burner won.
Oh, good for his championship. Why are we waiting? 17.
Someone else is gone. It was 18 at one point.
Oh god. Okay, all right. I had to keep on stalling. No worries. Just waiting for one more to join. Thank you, Locker, in the chat. Thank you very much. Yes, what can we talk about? What's good? Might as well go over the championship table while we've got the time, actually, for F5. Because I had a look at this, and I've kept up to date last few weeks, so I'm in the knowledge with this. There is a very interesting championship battle still going on. It's still up for grabs, Vettel, isn't it?
Yeah. Tazzy Babes is currently on 176 points, with RSF1 Eagle not really that far behind, because it can only take one race for Tazzy Babes to not score that well, and maybe Eagle to score. He's only on 159 points. Tim Mike's about 50 points behind on 129. Button, J-Locker and Lauder are still in the championship, but I think they have to start winning some races to theoretically be in it. And I think this is the only division to have everybody on the grid have a point, I believe.
Yeah, good point actually, yeah. Yeah, as you were saying, obviously Button, Locker, Lauder, even Military Virus, who is 92 points, he is 84 points. Had to do maths very quickly there. 84 points behind Kazi. So as you say, he's not mathematically out of it. Even Timmer, who's on 74, could still mathematically win the championship. But those guys, they've got a bit of a gap to the top three. Even Timmernik, he's got to start beating Kazi and Eagle at some point, Vettel, doesn't he? Because, yeah, if he's not too careful, the gap will just increasing little by little, and before you know it, he's out of the reckoning. But anything can still happen. Anything can still happen. This is league racing after all. Safety cars can completely throw the race result. Championship leader could have a very bad race, and then it all closes up. Obviously, what we want is this to go down to the final race of the season, which at the moment for F5, which is good because F2 has an extra race and F4 has an extra race. F5 at the moment is on the schedule, touch wood. So obviously we want it to be at Abu Dhabi and have about 2, 3, maybe even 4 drivers still in it. So a shake-up result tonight would be more than merrier.
Yeah, of course. You can't beat a championship going to the end.
No. Of course, the other issue for the chasing pack, who are chasing down Kazi, Eagle, and Timmernik, etc., the other thing they've got to worry about is the 2 newest drivers that are newish drivers, the 2 Haas boys, Odguna and Koala, who last week in Singapore, until a very late stop from Koala, was running a very dominant 1-2 position, and they have definitely showed the pace to be in the top half and take away wins from those that need them. So that's another thing they've got to sort of worry about, these guys that need the points, because you've got plenty of drivers here that could win races.
Yeah, that's one of the better things I think about F5 is that realistically the majority of the rig can win the race because pace cars are not that far off each other.
Alright, Q1 is underway. 18 drivers here tonight. Slightly behind schedule, but we were just waiting for a couple to join, and Alonso in the Alpha is the first out at this track. Slightly overcast conditions, I think. It's cloudy here and there, but sunny so far for the time being as he takes his way around the circuit. Now, obviously you had your... Actually, you didn't have your race. I remember you saying, actually, last night. Generally, the feel is this track is not really heavy on tyre wear, is it? It's softs to mediums. Ideally, start of mediums, go to softs right at the end. But softs are a heck of a lot quicker than mediums, especially at the end. Those of you that saw F4 on the Monday, Blazer Guns was absolutely flying on softs at the end of the race. So maybe that is the strategy to go for. But what would you say? Would you rather have the advantage at the beginning of the softs or at the end?
It depends where you really start. If you start outside the top 10, starting on the mediums is probably the better idea. But if you get pole starting on there, maybe having them at the start would be a bit more useful to make sure you can get away well.
Brave Container has given away the weather, but thank you for the information. Dry and cloudy throughout qualifying and the race. Normal, also known as boring in some people's mind, also my own, because we love a bit of rain and excitement, etc. But dry and overcast, perfectly fine. And evening to Man with the Cash and Carlin as well. So evening to everyone. Hopefully enjoy the race. As they're all just setting their laps, Alonso's going to be one of the first to set laps. What times are we expecting here, Vettel? Obviously, I think 31s. If anybody gets in the 31s here, they're probably near the top end, I would think. So, probably averaging around 132s.
Yeah, I'd have thought mid to high 30, maybe.
Of course, we'll see. Of course, we'll see, because, well, as always the case, if you love the track, you'll be matching times in higher divisions, but we'll see, certainly. Alonso needs a good race tonight. Wasn't in the points last week. Just missed out, actually. So he'd be looking for a good result as he takes it through the last sector. The Doctor 46, good evening to you. Dan Oliver as well. Hopefully you enjoy us. Those are names I haven't really seen before. But here we go. Alonso finishing his lap, sets a 34.0. That's a good, decent lap to begin with, I think.
Yeah, I think this is one of the tracks which gets really affected with the temperature, so this end of a qualifying is much quicker than the start.
Button goes just ahead of his teammate. Cameron has gone fastest in the 33s. Anybody going to hit a 32 first off? Albon goes there as well.
I've heard that Braver Container quite likes this track.
Yes, in practice he's been very, very quick apparently, setting the times alight. Although that is in time trial, and obviously you know and I know time trial is not the full 100% story. As a zombie head gets through in the 34s. Oh, VR46 and Dangerous Dan. I should have thought about that with those names there. But good evening to you. Everybody on soft tyres, which yeah, I kind of expect, but also interesting. Maybe someone could have gambled on the mediums. But there goes Guna, last week's race winner, straight into the 32s already, so that should be easily safe.
I would have thought so. Braver Container's invalidated.
Yeah, there might be a fair few of that in qualifying, especially in Q3 when the pressure's all ramped up.
Eagles, yeah, there's been contact on the track between Rebsters and Eagles' car, which isn't in the session anymore.
Okay, yeah, I can't get on his camera. Oh, Eagles left the session, okay. Rebster doesn't have any damage by the looks of it, so he should be fine. Can you get Eagle back in, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a few people having trouble, even when we started the lobby, so hopefully that's not a sign that we have any issues. As Timonite, one of the championship contenders, ends his lap 33.2, so he's up there with the pace setters, so that's good. Oh, Guna improves. Second lap on nose, just goes a tenth quicker. Right, next, that's a Ferrari, I think, coming into the pits. Right. Container's on a lap now. See whether he can keep it valid. Oh, I say keep it valid. He cuts it as soon as I get onto him. Turn 4. Very easy to do, but...
Koala's coming around the final corner.
Okay. Comes Koala. In the Haas. Can he match his teammate? 33.0. Purple last sector is a Haas 1-2. for the time being. These two up at the start once again. Definitely looking very quick, and it's good to see that Koala is now in a competitive situation, because in F4, I think it was a month or two ago, he was
he struggled a little,
struggling with that. So yeah, so it's good to see he's now in it, and he's not dominating. He's just in a position where he can be winning races more, and that's sometimes necessary. As I look and the Red Bull's coming through. Oh, taps the wall as he turns into that corner there. That's definitely seen a few people do that. I think he's got away with damage. I'm not sure. Oh, no, he hasn't. He's got a bit of damage, but he's finishing the lap, I think. Yep, he is. Just wants to get a little banker lap. And look, 33.9, which is
not bad.
Okay lap considering with damage on that last sector.
I believe Koala's again going to be the next to come across the line, but I don't think he's improved. Oh no, 0.3, 32.7.
Oh, very close to Arguna. That's ominous to everyone else. We don't want the Haas team to be locking out the front row again, which I think they did last week.
Yeah, it was.
Koala was on pole ahead of Guna. Good to see another one. But here's the championship leader coming into this, Kazi. Flying over the curves, just about keeps it clean. Can he get into the 32s with the Haas drivers? Runs a bit wide, but okay.
It's looking
it's
good.
An overtake.
Yeah, 32.8.
32.8. Ooh. Very close at the top, just what we want to see.
I believe Breva Container will be the next across the line.
This is where Braver gets into the 31s. I hope not. I hope a high 32. It looks like 32. 32.3 though. Goodness me.
On 3-lap old tyres.
Quicker already. Yeah, that's ominous. Although, we saw that in F4, I believe. Webber, actually, funnily enough, in a Mercedes, was lightningly quick in Q1 and Q2, but could not get the lap together in Q3. Ended up winning the race in the end, but did not make it easy for himself, though. But he's safe. Ready Q2. Need to look at people that are in danger now. Right, so next up is going to be... Yeah, he's done that. That's very easy to do, isn't it? Because it's like a long sort of left-hander into a sharp right, and you need to be braking as you go through the left. So it's a very difficult braking zone for that corner. It's catching a couple of people out. Orphan is going to continue to set a 37.4. Up from there, Eagles coming down in 13th for the moment. Still got 6 minutes left.
He's
he's
tired.
Did he retire? Oh, he's dropped a middle sector. Get up board Kabuki in the racing point. Oh, there he is. Uh-oh. He did not want to do that. That is... Oh, he's second in the championship, and that is not gonna be a good start for this evening, Vettel, is it?
No.
Wow. Already lost a big scalp. Always Orphan. Runs over the curve, so that lap is done. Must have caught it on the curb as they went through that double left-hander, is my thought. With Eagle.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
well, it's going to be on the back foot in this race, but obviously, as we know,
I believe
mean
Timmer
he's,
will be is next to cross the line.
Out on board at the moment. I spoke to both Toro Rosso drivers, Timmer and Rebster, before this race. Timmer even said to me he'll be very surprised if he gets into Q2. He also said, considering on the numbers of that, but let's see what he does. He's going to be in a 34-0, puts himself 12th for the time being. A very close bunch trying to get through to Q2, so that could be alright.
There's quite a lot of people in the high 33s and 34s, so it's not that bad of a lap.
Yep.
Often
considering he was
probably not going to improve. Yeah. He's 6 seconds up.
Oh,
and he's invalidated.
Wide again. Yeah, he's struggling with the track limits at the moment. So we've got Rebster and Lauder. Lauder down here yet to set a lap. 3 minutes, just under 4 minutes to go. So he's still got time, but not a position you want to be. Una's retired in the pits. That's fine. "23 viewers so far, thank you very much for joining us. Just towards the end of Q1 now. Seeing who will be the top 15 moving through to Q2. Already, we've lost second place in the championship. Eagle dropped it in the middle sector, so it'll be starting near the back of the field. And I'll tell you something as well, Vettel, with Eagle. If he can get a solid amount of points, this race now, it can happen very, very quickly. Just a simple mistake like that. This race now can define his championship very late on in the season. If he can get a good result out of this, it's still game on. But if he cannot recover, it could be a big, big setback.
Yeah, especially when there's only 5 races left after this. Yeah, round 16. Actually, 5 races. You can't really afford to have mistakes, can you?
No. Right, here comes Lauder though. Into the middle sector, these long sweeping corners. The reason why track limits are so difficult, I think, Vettel, is because of the nature of the track. It's a fast sort of flowing track. As Lauder got it on the curb, managed to keep it though. Is to get the corners right, you have to sort of turn at a specific point. And of course, if you're turning too early, you're going to cut a corner. If you're turning too late, you're going to track extend, and you can't sort of turn out of it, can you?
No, not really. It's a very precision track. It's kinda why I'm not that big of a fan of it, really. I like there to be more than one line for every corner.
Yeah. You're like me, like Malaysia. Malaysia was a good track. 35-2 from Lauder, puts himself 14th for the time being, puts his Kabuki out at the moment, but he's on a out lap. He'll be hard pushed to get back round again though. Where is he?
Under sector 1.
And he's in no ERS. He's not exactly bolting, is he?
No. I'd be surprised if he got around in 45 seconds.
Rebster's about to finish his lap at the moment. Currently set on a 42. He again isn't very confident around this track, so he'll be looking to push into Q2, see if he can. 34. 34-4 pushes Lauder out. He makes it. And Lauder's invalidated.
Yeah.
And he's cutting corners. He's gone. Lauder's out.
Yeah, Kabuki isn't going to make it. Orphan
No.
might not make it either.
It's got several seconds.
Nope.
He's... No! Wow. So Rebster snuck in there on the last lap, pretty much. Although we got this weird scenario, which I'd never like, where Eagle's going to go through, but he crashed, so we're going to have 14 in Q2.
Yeah, I've never really understood that mechanic, where it puts you P15. I thought it'd probably be better if it put you last, so then someone who didn't crash go through.
Hmm.
But that's good, man.
There we go. So there we go. The two Toro Rossos, who said to me they would be surprised if they got through to Q2. They've done it, so they'll be relatively happy with that. Who won't be happy is Lauda, Kabuki, and Orphan. All three eliminated from Q1. Of course, Eagle as well.
Would you like to run through the order?
Yes. So yeah, Brave Container showing the pace early on. 4/10 clear ahead of Guna in second. Koala in third, following his teammate very closely, with Kazi Babe in fourth. Timonike fifth, also in the 32s. Then we got Cameron ahead of Budden. Locker in 8th, Albon 9th, Alonso in 10th. Fish Sticks 11th, with Timmer, Zombie Head, and Rebster. And as I said, Eagle, Lauda, Kabuki, and Orphan all eliminated from Q1, so we're going to have 14 into Q2. And we're just waiting for Rebster to retire from the session so we can move on. He heard me. Is that answer? He heard me there. So there we go. So far so good in terms of what Kazi's concerned. Championship leader, and Timonike as well. Got to keep on qualifying really well, because that's, step one for a good race. But by the looks of it, Braver Container and the two Haas drivers. But obviously they got to hook up Q2 first to get through to Q3 to even have a chance for pole.
Yeah, I think doing Q2 with mediums is it's more of a challenge than with the softs, I think, because there's just a lot less grip.
Yeah, because obviously the biggest challenge actually is something I've done quite a lot this season. Is like you've planned, even when you select your tyres to go with either the soft disc selection or the hard selection, where you've got more medium and hard tyres. You plan so you can have like 2 sets of softs for Q3, because that's what you want. You want like as many runs of Q3 as you want on fresh tyres. So you'd want to do 1 lap really on mediums, because that's what you're starting with. However, if you invalidate it or make a huge mistake, then that's obviously going to be a problem all the way through qualifying. As Goon has left the session, can you invite him back in, please?
Yeah, I'll get him back in.
Yes. Yeah, so mediums, I mean, Q3 is obviously the pressure point, because it's, for pole position, which is a good thing to have. But Q2 is it's pressure as well to hook that lap up quickly, to be honest.
Well, I don't think pole position is where you really want to start here. P2 or P3,
Oh yeah,
so
good
you
point
get the
actually, I was
slipstream.
thinking that. Yeah, Q2, P2, P3 is, as you say, slipstream. It's like Belgium, isn't it? It's such a... Well, Belgium obviously doesn't have the long one, but then it has that straight after turn 1, where if you're in a slipstream of cars, you can make positions up really, really easily on the pole guy, so... Let's have a look. Actually, in a moment, Cameron, Zombie, Albon, and Button out on softs. Alonso on mediums, going different to his teammate. Fish Sticks on mediums as well. The booth key is left as well. We're having a bit of problems here today.
I'll get him.
Has to be said. Yeah. I mean, I think the servers on every game, because of obviously everything going on in the world at the moment, has just put some more pressure on everything. So, this is what we live in at the moment. Hopefully it'll be over soon, but just main important thing is to be safe and be entertained by these guys week in, week out. Ferrari was on a lap of Cameron, but he's invalidated already, so he is going again. I think Albon's going to be one of the first to set a lap. J-Lock are thinking about going out on the hard tyres. I think the hards around here are almost completely useless unless you hit on the first lap or have damage on the first lap, Vettel. So an interesting call if he goes through with it.
I'm pretty sure Joe Locker does this at most tracks. Goes in the hards first and then the mediums.
Yeah, Blazer Guns does that in F4 as well. And he's done that ever since I've known him, so...
I just see it as a bit of a wasted soft slot.
I guess the only reason you would do it is you want to save softs for Q3. Is my only thought. But they are so slow, I'll be very surprised if he goes through the Q3 on them. Albon running very wide over the curves, just about keeps it valid. Almost surprised it didn't invalidate him, but okay. The final two corners. He's run out of VRS already. It will cost him time, but final two corners. 33.8 to begin. That's a good banker lap, I think. I think you'd have to go quicker to go through Q3. I'd say cut-off point 30...
About a 33.4, I'd imagine, with some of the guys on the medium tyre.
Obviously, if you get in the 32s, I think you'll be safe.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Button coming through to finish off his lap. 33.4. Exactly what we said, so might need a little bit more, but good start. Team point. Alonso gets in the 34s and the mediums. Whereas the mediums, Koala's invalidated already. That's not going to help him.
Judging by the amount of people who are on soft, it's going to be quite hard to get through on mediums, I imagine.
See, now this is the conundrum that Koala has got. He's invalidated his lap. So do you either go on a second or go on softs? He's going for a second lap. So obviously the downside to that is the tyres won't be as fresh. You won't get that purchase off the line as you would do with one lap on those tyres.
Yeah, around here though, that sort of situation is kind of minimal because the tyre wear around here is not bad.
Because obviously I'm meaning from the line, the wheel spin you're going to get.
Alright.
Yeah. Zombie Head gets within 2/10 of Button in the Red Bull, so decent lap from him. Right, who else are we going to be looking at? Brave Container. Never mind. Into the 32s already. 32.4. He's... What are you doing Q1? 32.3?
Yeah, 32.3.
Yeah, so he hasn't matched that, but...
I wouldn't have thought he'd need to do another lap.
No, he's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I won't imagine you'd be safe on medium tyres now, because it seems like everyone's getting at mid-33 territory. I'm interested to see what Locker gets, time-wise.
Good on the mediums. On the back straight, it's going to get a little bit of slipstream in there from Zombie Head. Zombie Head did get out of the way, but he just got a tiny bit. Might help him out.
Yeah,
6,
every little
7
helps.
middle sector.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. This is a track where you need to save ERS, especially in qualifying, don't you? And I am seeing a couple of people running out and around about this point, just for the last 2 corners. Even Guna, I think.
Yeah.
It's just running out, but it's not going to cost him that much. 34.4. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be quick enough at all. 4/10 off his teammate.
No. I don't know whether he is going to go for... Yeah, I think he's going to go for another lap, but I'm not sure the ERS will make it that far.
No. I found, actually, you know this last sector, to put it into medium. You don't get as much wheel spin, and it helps you with the traction going through the corners. That's what I found anyway. Obviously, you have to have overtake on the straights.
Yeah, I probably would put in none if I was in a qualifying lap because the high traction zones anyway, so having the...
It's a high... Yeah, it's a high ERS track in the race as well, isn't it? You're going to have to save at some point. And save quite heavily.
Yeah, whenever I do the track, I normally stick in 0 ERS the most of the race, apart from on the straights where I run overtake.
Oh, okay. Not what I do. I go like high and medium on some situations.
I just find doing that save the tyres a lot easier.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yep. Of course, that might not be something we have in the next game. Obviously, in real life, they don't, and the real drivers have said quite publicly, actually, that they don't manage ERS in the way that we have to do in the game. So maybe they could remove it, so it's like a set map, possibly. Odd things to think about with the next game, and it is fast approaching. So, what do you think? What do you think, Vettel? Do you reckon they'll remove it?
Rather than having it so that it's automatically deployed all of the time, I'd just go back to 2017 and completely remove it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the fact that the real life drivers have pointed out that they don't even do that themselves, I think they would have taken those words.
I do kind of enjoy managing it though. It gives you something to do midway in the race.
Kazi on the softs, 33.007. Good lap from him, puts him safe. Cameron goes to 5th on a 33.7.
Yeah, I don't think anyone in the mediums will be safe.
See who is highest on mediums. It's Koala on a 34.0. Nah, that's not going to be safe. Especially when, yeah, everybody who's on mediums is now... Well, everyone's on a faster tyre. Even Locker's now gone onto the mediums.
Can Locker go through with him though? It'll be a tough ask, I think.
He's gambling. Gambling. He obviously knows what strategy he wants. And he's sticking to it, so... He's not thinking about track position, he's thinking about race strategy. My thought. But he might still go through. Timmer 34.6. In the Toro Rosso. Goes 11th for the moment. Timmer not leaving it quite late. Or maybe he didn't set a lap on his first run, but he's out. 4 minutes to go on the soft tyres, so... Right, so who's in trouble? Who's in danger? Guna's on an outlap. Alonso's on an outlap. No, Alonso was on a lap, but he's invalid, so you'll have to go again. Timmer 11th. Fish sticks down in 12th as well. Light surprise. In him in 12th, we've got Locke obviously of course, and then we've got Timonite. He's under pressure, would you say, Vettel?
Who is
At
under
this
pressure? Well, definitely Timonite. He hasn't even set a lap yet. So, if he gets another invalidation, then he might be out. And
Right.
I'd definitely say Alonso actually as well, because he's down in Sector 1 already. And if any of the bottom improve, he might be out.
Potentially. I think he was already on a lap, and then this one is 3 tenths. He's actually gone purple. Fastest Sector 1. Yeah, he's doing a second lap on the soft tyres though, so that might be a little bit troublesome at the start, but looking good so far. Timmer's in the pits, Locker's on an out lap. Yeah, Koala's out as well. In fact, the only person that is on mediums right now is J Locker in 13th. It's a big gamble for him.
Yeah. Judging by everyone else's time though, it's going to be hard for him to get into the 33s, I think.
Here comes Alonso. This looks a solid lap from Alonso. 32.9. Very
Great
nice lap. And that's a name that should not be here. Someone's friend is coming. Oh, his teammate Button's gone to second. So the Alphas have sprung into the 32s. They were not showing that in Q1, but here they go. Put them safe into Q3. Here comes Goon up. 32.6. And Timonite 32.4. Just behind Braver. Good luck from Timonite.
Was it Makiayak Rock?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't think he's meant to be here. That's what I'm saying with him. Who's just gone up? Koala 32.6 in the half, puts him safe. Albon goes to 10th, gets ahead of Cameron. Just Cameron out. Grabbed very wide through that turn. There, he's currently on a lap as well. Timmer is done. He's in the pits. He was happy to go through the Q2, so 13th or 14th will be his place. So Williams is next. Fish Sticks, and he's in a bit of trouble, and he's down on the time as well, so he might be in a bit of danger. Zombie Head also. I think Rebster's going to be first. He is. Runs it a bit deep into that corner there. He's on a wheel though, can bring it back. All good.
J-Lock is only 2 tenths up.
1 or 2 corners for Reb. Is he going to make it? No. Be 12 though. So let's
Cosmic Cameron's through.
Oh yeah, he's gone to 9th. Well done from Cameron. So it's Albon and Locker, and Locker is... Well, Locker's done. He's invalid, so... Down to Albon, who's 2 tenths up. He can finish this lap good. He'll be into the next session. Very wide last corner, might lose a bit of time. No, we lost it all. He was 2 tenths up. Going into the final set, he must have lost it all that last corner, and he's missed out by 500ths, not even anything. Zombie Head breathes a sigh of relief.
Yeah, very lucky there. Albon was in a good lap until that final corner.
Wow, very entertaining Q2 there. Very, and even at the top, Vettel, we've got a couple more potential candidates for pole.
Yeah, not really too much to separate them. We know Braver can at least go a 10th quicker, judging by his Q1 performance.
Yeah, so eliminated from Q2, RSF1 Albon in the Mercedes will start 11th. With Rebster 12th, Timmer 13th, and J Locker will start 14th in the Red Bull. I have invited Timmer just so I can have a word if he joins. See whether he does. As we head into Q3.
Bravican Turner has said, let's see if I can get myself back up to a 131.7 when it counts.
Jeez, that's confident.
Yeah, and Joe
by the way,
says,
if you hit 30... Yeah?
well, the gamble backfired.
It kind of did. Kind of did. I didn't mean to sound very harsh with that, but it kind of did. Right, top 10 shootout. Here we go. Guys in the chat, what do you think for our top 3 as Timmer has joined us? Thank you, Timmer. I did speak to you and Rebster before coming into this race tonight, and you said you would be very happy to go to Q2. So, based on the fact you're 13th, right near your teammate, relatively happy with that, I guess?
Yeah, I don't think I could have got any better for the moment. I seem to have lost a lot of pace that I had, so I'm happy enough with that. To be honest, I can just push from here now.
Obviously, starting on fresh tyres, it's a dry race, so obviously you're hoping for gain a few positions at the start, or basically keep it clean, see how it goes.
Yeah, I'll be patient enough now. I generally don't throw the car in too often, so I'll just bide my time and hopefully pick up a few positions as we go along. So only time can tell. So, no.
Of course. Obviously thinking starting on medium tyres, I presume, or are you going to take a gamble on the hard tyres?
No, I don't think. I think I'll stay well away from the hard tyres.
Yeah.
I might start on the softs maybe actually and hope for a safety car. Might be the best bet maybe. Go on the mediums then.
Cool. And obviously, I don't know whether you'll be spectating Q3 intently, but who would you say is your money for pole position? It's quite close at the top. There's a good 5 or 6 that could.
Yeah, I reckon Braver will pull it off. Just I've been in a few practice with him, so he's looking quick around here. So we'll see what we can do. It'll be top near the top. It'll be tight near the top there. So hopefully they give a good show, you know. But I will put my money on
everyone
Braver.
does. Hope everyone in the field does. Should be a good one.
Exactly.
Any question from you, Vettel?
Yeah, I do believe you said that you'd be lucky to get a Q2. So I'm assuming you'd be quite happy with where you came then?
Yeah. I was happy enough, yeah. I was hoping now I could maybe grab 11th, but it didn't come to fruition, as the saying is. But yeah, we were having some technical difficulties as well in the Toro Rosso garage as well.
Oh.
Yeah, Webster's setup has defaulted again on him.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What was that for qualifying? And he got
yeah. He said he had done one lap and he had invalidated. And as he went around the second to last corner, the car just felt awful. So it obviously defaulted on track.
Jeez. On track? I've never heard it happen on track.
Yeah, because we double check before we go out, because it happened to him once before. So the two of us go through a check just before we got on the, and it has defaulted to 6 wings for him. So it could be damage limitation,
wow.
I think.
Well, hopefully he can put his setup on. I know it's part Fermion, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oof,
yeah, that's
so...
where you're caught. Yeah, you can only up your front wing, your front brake bias, and your on throttle, is it? So,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, all the best
No
to
worries.
you and Reb. Have a good
Best luck,
race,
guys.
and yeah, we'll see.
Good luck.
Wow, a 32.0 Braver container.
Not a 31.7, is it?
Not far
That's what
off.
he said he would. It's not far off, yeah. I am sounding really harsh today. I apologise. Goodness me. Right, so Brave already, 32.0. 6/10 advantage to both the horse drivers at the moment. But I do think, because obviously we did see a lot of like low 32s. We know Tim and I can get in there, so there's time still. But I haven't seen anybody else get low 32s. That's the thing with Braver Container so far. So definite very good lap to begin with.
Quite a few people have invalidated. Yeah, Cameron, Timberlake, Zombie Head have all invalidated. Yeah, and Button as well. And Koala.
Alonso's forfeited his lap as well. Or abandoned, not forfeited, abandoned. Kazi down in P7 at the moment. That's not ideally where he wants to be. Especially with Tim and Ike directly ahead of him so far.
No, it's very strange
Still,
though. Defaulting setup on track.
yeah, I've heard of it. I've heard of it in qualifying, when you're on the grid in between qualifying and race. I've heard it do it that, but not as you turn into a corner. That's definitely a weird one.
I wouldn't have thought it'd be that bad around here, because I know quite a lot of people are using 4-5 wings, so maybe Webb could lower it down to 4-6, and I wouldn't imagine that'd be too bad.
I've tried 3.6 as well. It's not too bad, but it's obviously the other parts of the setup that, you know, the differential and everything else. But that's the first run of everybody. 5 minutes to go. They're all back into the pits. Hopefully they have a fresh set of tyres to use, because that's the idea about qualifying. Get your laps in as comfortably as possible. It's clouded over a bit more, but obviously no hint of rain apparently, according to everyone. And Alonso's deciding to go out ahead of everybody else, mainly because I think he hasn't set a lap yet, Vettel, so he just wants to get a lap on the board.
To get one on the board.
It's going to be the only one out on track. There's a few more coming out though. There's whole train of cars actually. It's a little bit early, I would think. Normally leave it to about 2 minutes 30. I think it's plenty of time to get round here. But okay, there's a few coming out already. Do you want to do a hot lap on board with Alonso?
Yeah, okay.
The name of Vettel doing a hot lap on board of Alonso. Interesting, that is. Right, as he builds up his lap, take it away.
Right, so as you're approaching the final 2 corners, you want to get as tight a run as you can into the first corner, well, the last corner, I guess. You're gonna touch the curb, cut it as much as possible, straight on the power. Take the, well, semi-corner, which is turn 1, take it as tight as possible. Drift out wide. Try and use as much of the track as possible. Send it into turn 1. Now what I would normally do is I would keep it really close to the curb, so you can find about a tenth if you hug it all the way around. Into the corner, try and go as tight a line as possible from a wide entry. Another corner, wide entry, early entry. Well, yeah, sorry, late. Yeah, that doesn't matter. The next 90-degree corner, you want to cut it a little bit, straight back on the power. Another 90-degree corner, the same thing pretty much. Just try not to invalidate, which Alonso's done.
I was going to say, it didn't come up on my screen, but surely that did.
Yeah,
Yes.
unfortunately it's invalidated.
The pressure got to him. He knew we were watching. Probably someone told him as well.
Yeah.
Right, so he's got to go again on those same set of tyres. He doesn't have enough time.
Yeah.
1 laps.
There's
Force.
Guna.
Not Force India. Racing Point. Guna's invalidated, I think, as well, because he's going slow. ERS.
I think there's only Cameron who's still on a lap, so I think we'll continue it there.
Oh, it's got a lot of traffic.
Yeah. So again, early on the power, get the DRS. Along this, it doesn't along the straight, it doesn't really matter what sort of line you take. You want to take it wide into the corner, early entry, kiss the curb, again kiss the curb, straight back on the power. You want to take a wide entry into this corner, kiss the curb on the inside, again kiss the curb here, straight back on the power. Hard braking, kiss the curb on the power, and kiss the curb again, and put it to overtake for the final lap.
Nice. 32.7. Solid lap from Cameron.
Yeah, good lap. Considering had traffic as well.
Loads of traffic. Kazi now is in P8. This is a big pressure lap for him. As and that's it. Got Brave Container on out lap as well. Is he?
Zombie Head, I think, will be next across the line.
Oh. And then Alonso behind him, who's good on the second lap. And this is going to be the last lap, so Zombie Head, what can he do? 33.6 to begin with. He goes 7th, 33.3. Alonso,
33.4.
8th.
Oh, 33.441.
Just behind Zombie Head. Timmonite next. This looks solid lap.
Yeah,
32.5. Sneaks ahead of both Haas drivers.
Brave went out a little too late and will not be completing his lap.
Oh no.
Same with Koala.
It's not a 31.7, is it? Wait, what?
Huh? Okay.
31.8, never mind. Again, it's not 31.7, but what a lap from Braver Container. That's caught me off guard. Well done from him.
No, Koala's definitely not on a lap. Guna.
Fish Sticks is out of fuel. Fish Sticks ran out of fuel. So he's done. Guna doesn't improve, stays 3rd. Kazi, 10th. Goes to 6th.
Guna might be retiring because he's smashing at the back of Fish Sticks.
Yeah, and then Kazi, I think, is going to hit all 3 of them. Oh, boom. There we go. Oh, yeah, he's out, as is Cameron. Yeah, session over. So, Braver Container by 7/10, is that? Yeah, pretty much. 7/10 ahead of Timmonite, but Timmonite will be very pleased with a front row start. Ahead of both Haas drivers, 3rd and 4th this time. Cameron in 5th. Look how close that is. 2 tenths covering the 2nd to 6th. Cameron 5th, Kazi 6th. Button, Zombie, Alonso, and Fish Sticks rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, there's quite a large gap between Braver and Kazi.
Timonite.
Timonite.
Timonite P2. Kazi P6. He needed that luck because he would have started 10th if he hadn't improved. But still, he's right in the midst of that top 10. But Braver Container takes it. Not the 31.70 he was saying, but got it nonetheless. Big
It's
gap
close enough.
over Timonite. But there we go. Let's invite him. Let's have a word with the pole position guy just before we head into the race itself. As if he joins, he's got to join though and cooperate. Yeah, Fish Sticks. Very unlucky there.
Verstappen says a 131.8 in F5. You mad?
I'm not mad. I've seen it. You've seen it. So we're not all mad. We've seen it. Braver for F1. 31.8 would not be doing good in F1. Speak of the devil. Braver Container. What a great lap from you in qualifying. Pole position. Kind of the place you want to be in a way, but as Vettel pointed out through that Q3 session, it's quite a long run down to that first corner, so I could imagine if not first, I'd say you'd probably be happy with second or maybe even third, because you may lose out on the slipstream now unless you get a really demon start. So I guess it's all down to the start, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm just looking to get them wheels moving as fast as possible so I can start pulling away from Timonite, who I'm really impressed to see at the front row this time.
Yeah, definitely hooked it up in qualifying there. Dry conditions by the looks of it in this race, so obviously starting on the soft tyres, so getting towards the mediums. Again, just keeping up with the in the lead pack, I guess, and just to see how you are midway through.
Yeah, well, seeing as is anybody starting on the mediums? Is it J-Locker? And possibly
no. I
11
imagine
from
only
below.
11.
Outside the top 10.
Yeah. So it's going to be a bit of a struggle towards the end if they catch up, because I've done a few practice sessions and they are extremely fast at the end.
Yeah,
so
it's off to the end
just
very,
hoping
very quickly. Smart.
I can get away at the start and then go on from there.
You got an 8th place last time out in Singapore. Obviously, a little bit of a disappointing result, but obviously you're hooked up around this track. Clearly, if it's not one of your favourites, I'll be very surprised. You're going to turn around and say it's a terrible track, isn't it?
Yeah, because I didn't get to qualify last week. So,
you still got to wave, so that's good.
Yeah, I know that we're quite happy with that performance. But now, I wasn't a massive fan of this track until I did my first time trial, and then, yeah, I just love it now.
Alright, all good. Anything from you, Vettel? Any questions?
Yeah, I'm not so sure whether you would care or not, but your lap in Q3 would have got you P9 in Divisions 1's Q3.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, as in F1?
Don't say that. Don't say
Division
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. God. I'm an F5
I'll
driver,
put you-
guys. Trust me.
I'd have put you near the front of F2 as well, if I remember rightly.
Well, I'm not looking forward to Japan, so I can hope I can just get a good performance. Anyway, someone's readied up now, so...
Yeah, that's right.
Webster, yeah.
Yeah, good luck.
Right, I'll leave you to it.
Thank you very much.
Alright, there is your pole position guy. Seems confident. Vettel,
would
doesn't
be
he?
moved.
Yeah, so it's all down to the race though. All down to the race. Can he keep the lead down to that very long turn 1. So here we go, taking through formation a lap, Mr. Vettel.
Right, starting in at P18, we have RSF1 Orphan for McLaren. 17th, we have Kabuki for the Racing Point. 16th, we have RSF1 Lauda for Ferrari. 15th, we have RSF1 Eagle for McLaren. 14th, we have J-Locker 89 for Red Bull. 13th, we have Timmer 1911 for Toro Rosso. 12th, we have RSF1 Ribster for in the other Toro Rosso. 11th, we have RSF1 Albon for Mercedes. Our top 10 are 10th is Fish 6 for Williams. 9th is RSF1 Alonso for the Alfa Romeo. 8th is Zombie Head for Red Bull. 7th is RSF1 Button in the other Alpha. 6th is Kazi Babes for Renault. 5th is Cosmic Cameron for Ferrari. 4th is Koala VG for Hayes. 3rd we have Oddgoon in the other Haas. 2nd we have Tim and Ike for the Racing Point. And in our pole position we have Braver Container for Mercedes.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it could be interesting. J-Locker and Orphan starting on the medium tyres, nobody on hards. Obviously Albon, Rebster, Timmer, Eagle, Loud and Kabuki all on fresh soft tyres, so they'll be hoping to make positions early on. As for J-Locker, he would want to keep with the leading pack as best as possible, so he can then be on the quick run of softs at the end. And they are mighty quick, they're almost a second a lap quicker in some cases. So,
I'm quite surprised actually that not more people have taken the mediums.
yeah, it's especially when you got that long run down to turn 1, so purchase off the line with fresh softs isn't really that advantageous, but there we go. So here we are with Braver. Of course, we had a huge incident in F4 on that fast right hander before the braking zone. Let's hope we do not get that tonight. Let's hope we have a clean first lap and we can have a go. 27 laps around the Russian Grand Prix circuit. You can see the massive sort of roller coaster in the background there, just above the sign, as they all line up. RSF1 Orphan in the McLaren, the last person to head into the grid. Here we are. Here we go. Can we get a good angle, please? Not going to get a good angle. There we go. Perfect. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. I'm not going to see. Anyway, lights out and away we go. And it's a great start for Cosmic Cameron. In the middle, he splits some 2 Haas drivers. And he went 3 wide through there.
And again, slipstream.
Cleanly. Oh no, there's damage. Oh my goodness me. Oh, there's a Haas. Oh, that's 4. That's 4 retired on the spot. Oh, that's a horrible crash. Is that a restart? I think that's a restart. That is, yeah.
Yeah,
Remember rightly.
as well.
Pro on the spot. I thought Cameron had an amazing start. Split the both Haas drivers. So I thought we were fine, and it got through like turn 1, and then all of a sudden it all blew up. Rebster, Kazi, Komrick, and Guna. Jonas's restart is 5. Is it 4 or 5? I need big confirmation on that, to be honest. Wow. Okay, so big count. Not restart. It is 5. I thought it was 4. It was either 4 or 5, and I was sure it's 4, but if that is the case, then no restart at all. But there is a safety car here. But wow, big hitters there. Last week's winner, Oguna. Cameron, who I said had a great
Kazi
start.
Babes, the championship leader.
Championship leader, yeah. And Rebster. Oh, Rebster cannot get the luck either.
Yeah.
As well,
Eagle's
all wiped
got
out on the
damage.
spot.
I think quite a lot of people have damage actually.
Yeah. So who's gained from that? Eagle up 6.
Locker's
Locker
got
up 4, but
damage.
yeah, Eagle's in. Mercedes of Albon is in.
Timmer's going in.
Timmer, Lauda. Orphan somehow didn't get damage. He's right at the back. He must have slammed on his brakes, but he's up to 8th in all that. Oh, we do get huge crashes in Russia, and that is the problem, isn't it? It's such a long run down to turn 1, and there's a turn, a flat out turn, from then to the first braking zone, and that can very easily happen. Such a shame for those guys there.
Didn't really see what happened, to be honest.
Yeah, as I said, I thought it was fine because there was a free wide between the Ferrari and the 2 Haas drivers through turn 1, that right-hander, and it all straightened up, and I thought, okay, we're fine. Although they were going like 2 by 2 by 2, and it could still have been a free wide, and all it takes is this one sort of slight movement, and it's like NASCAR at the ovals, isn't it? One wrong move and it all just explodes.
It's a bit like a funnel to run up to turn 1 or turn 2.
Yeah, and in that situation, obviously with Orphan, he was right at the back of it and somehow got through with no damage at all. So, wow, so big changes there. Zombie Head went up to 4th in that as well. So good beneficiaries, but in terms of the championship, Vettel,
it's a good opportunity for Eagle to maybe claw some points back against KZ because he has got the opportunity to actually catch up to the pack because it's not a VSC.
So Vettel was actually put out the code of the rule book, the actual rule. It says a race restart will be called also if within the first 2 laps of the race there is a single incident which causes at least 5 or more drivers to DNF, then a race restart will be called. So that's the difference. It was only 4. Zombie Head is in. I don't think he had damage, or did...
No, he's boxing for tyres.
He's going to mediums. Okay. Noticing J Locker and Albon going onto hard tyres. That could work out for them because they don't have to pit again. Their tyres will be absolutely shot by the end, but they don't have to pit.
No, they're not that bad of a race tyre, really.
They're just slower. Quite a bit slower than the others. Right,
I don't remember last game, the hard tyres or whatever they were called back then were dreadful around here. Because you couldn't get any heat into them at all.
So, with Kazi out, this is a big opportunity. That's where I got confused. Vettel, RSF1 Vettel, your counterpart, League Racing brother. You're not related in any way, but you're both called Vettel, and it confuses me sometimes. He said it was 4, but it got changed after the F4 or F3 race this season. That's why I got confused, because I thought it's always been 4. Clearly, I haven't read the rules, all of them. So...
I didn't know it was changed. I always thought it was 4.
Yeah. In any case, that's the biggest crash we've had in the league on the first lap for a fair while. I think Belgium last season was the last one I remember.
Which tier?
F3, I think, because it was in the rain.
Yeah, I believe there was quite a big amount of accidents in Division 1 Belgium last season.
Yeah.
So I remember that was restarted.
Right, here we go. Safety car will be in at this lap, so we'll be ready to go back under racing. Everyone's got to regroup. Brave Contender is going to lead them away, so when is he going to drop it for the restart? He's going to drop it now. Is the safety car in? It technically is. He might be slowed down. Always lucky. He's timed that absolutely perfectly. We're racing underway. Once again. We're going to regroup after that. Is Tim and I going to get a run on
No, does not
Brave
like
Container?
it.
No. So we're underway. As Locker has got past Kabuki. Well, they're still back here. Restart's caught them off massively as Zombie Head's trying to let his teammate through. Kabuki's like, okay, I'll just go past the pair of you. What are you two doing? There we go. Right. Right. Back under racing once again. So the highest of those that pitted was Timmer. He's in 8th place on mediums. Mediums can go to the end from here, can't they? I think they did. But they'll be very difficult towards the end. So we can do that if he stays there.
I don't know. I haven't really done my homework on this track.
I'm just remembering from F4, I think Maniac took his mediums about 24 laps. So it is possible. Something that these guys at the front have to worry about. Front 5 pulling away a little bit from Alonso. Alonso's about 2 seconds back from these guys. Front 5 are away. Oh, and Koala's hit the back of Tim and Ike. Koala got caught out by Tim. Got caught out by his braking, and that's not going to help him at all. Fast set to 3. Kabuki's been off. He's got damage as well. What a cutting as well as he goes into the pit lane. So Kabuki's into the pits. Braver Containers gapped Tim and Ike a little bit because Tim and Ike's got to worry about Koala. Koala's got that damage. That's going to hurt Koala. Pit stop for the rest of the stint as well. The understeer is going to get.
I had
Albon.
I had damage around this track last season and in the wet, and it wasn't actually that bad. But I only had
You definitely feel it.
slight...
You definitely feel it though.
Not really, no. You just have to adjust the driving style with a slight damage, and it's not that bad around this track, really. But I imagine he'll probably pit.
Yeah. Also, when he does pit, because he has to pit at some point, that will obviously cost him time. He's already been under pressure from Button behind. Albon. Yeah. Albon Vettel has got past Lauda. In fact, Eagles got past Lauda as well. Remember, Eagles pretty quick. Well, it's pretty quick in Q1, so he's still got to filter his way through. But Albon on those hards, whoa, flying through that corner. He's now got Timmer in front of him. Been a bit handy.
Brundle, your mic's muted.
Alright, all good. Hello? You there, Vettel?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I think I think the wire came out the back of my controller. Eagles got past Albon. As long as Albon keeps it clean, he's like right under the nose of Eagle though.
Apparently Albon is the one to watch, apparently.
Yeah, it's I remember Webber actually in oh goodness. None of it goes so wide off the track there. Yeah, Webber did actually kept up with the guys on the mediums and hards because eventually the hard tyres came to him towards the end of the race. So as long as he can stay with that pack, he'll be alright.
Yeah, he doesn't have to pit again, so if he keeps it clean, he might get a good finish here.
Orphan now has his train of cars behind, including his own teammate of Eagle. So Orphan's trying to keep back Timmer. Timmer want to clear Orphan as quickly as he can. Gonna get DRS. At the end of this straight, he's got Eagle right behind as well. Here comes Timmer. Surely moving to the inside now, but Eagle's going to try and overtake the pair of them. Double overtake. He's got it,
down
and
the inside.
I think Orphan choreographed that perfectly. He's actually kept behind Timmer as well. So great move from Eagle there.
Yeah, both McLaren guys working together.
Yeah, you can see Orphan's holding up Timmer. Now got the two rebels. Zombie Head's got past Albon. Locke is still there. He's on hards as well. This is the closest battles on track anyway at the moment.
Is that gap real? 15 seconds. Oh, sorry. Oh, I've got it in leader. 6 seconds to Eagle or Alonso.
Yeah. Have to close that down a little bit. God, this midfield is all claustrophobic at the moment. And that's Orphan. Zombie Head's getting past Orphan. Running outside.
Timmer's getting really held
Timmer
up.
and Albon. Yeah. Oh, as Locke a big move on Albon. These two are both on hards. And Locke right running outside gets past Albon.
Great move. Run outside.
Yeah, this train of cars is where the action is. Leaders are kind of spreading out a bit.
Yeah, Button's got the DRS on Koala.
I'll keep an eye on that. Containers ahead by a few seconds. 2.5 to be precise. Actually.
Yeah, he's pulling away quite nicely. Which I'm sure he won't be disappointed with.
Yeah, all good. Eagle's now gapping these trainer cars, and even a Zombie Head is in a gap as well.
Timmer's still stuck behind Orphan, as I imagine is the way he sees it.
Yeah, he's been very frustrated actually.
Yeah, he's lost 2
Imagine.
positions. Is Timmer going to make the move? No, it looks like Locke will be making the move on Timmer.
To be a brave move though, because Timmer's got DRS as well. No. This is the thing with Locke and Albon. They've got to wait for the race to come to them. They're not going to make moves on these tyres currently.
Tim Nika's in.
Oh. First the race leaders. This will be key for Tim tonight. Where's he going to come out in relation to that pack there? He's going to be behind them all, actually. Yeah. Right at the back of the train.
Just
Fresh
ahead of
tyres,
his
but he's
teammate.
going to have to work it. Have to work it as Timmer is just keeping behind Locker. Well, but Locker's going to have a go.
I think that might have been a strategic mistake there, because I think he's pitted a bit early, to be honest.
Potentially. Oh, penalty for Locker. But that's the issue for the leaders, because he was... Where was he? He was second, wasn't he?
Yeah, P2.
Yeah, so even when Braver container pits, he'll be behind these guys. And these guys are going to try and get to the end. It's Button. Button has got past Koala. Running outside for turn... I think what turn that is. He's got by.
Turn 59.
Oh, more
Koala's
damage
got
for
more
Koala.
damage.
Now he's going to have to pit.
Yeah, that car will not be very good now.
Yeah, in he goes. It's twice now.
Be interesting
Right.
to see where he comes out though. I imagine
Be
behind Timonite.
Way behind with the damage. It cost him a lot of time with the change in that front wing. Right. So there is Timonite. He's slowly catching up to this train. But if Timonite wants a good result, he's going to have to overtake. Gonna have to earn it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gonna have to get some moves done.
Ooh, louder.
Because quite a few cars ahead of him don't really need to pit again, I don't think.
No, they don't. They're going to definitely try and go to the end. So at the moment, the guy that is in control at the moment is Eagle. He'll be in a net lead. He's got a comfortable gap back to Zombiehead, who looks almost a good shout for a podium if we end up safety car free from now to the end, as he nearly drops it as I say that. Nearly.
Alonso is getting quite close to Fish Sticks. I believe the gap a couple of laps ago was about 2.3 and now it's 1.2.
Ooh. Oh, Locker breezing past Orphan. Breezing past. Gets into 7th now, so bit of a gap in front. Right. Fish Sticks is in, Button is in. So they're going to come out, I'd say. Timonite's got past Lauder meantime, so he's making his way through.
Button got held in the pits.
Oh. Yeah, see, they're going to be behind Timonite. Quite a bit behind, actually. Timonite's done a very hefty undercut on them.
Will it be enough for Braver Container though?
He had a couple of seconds over Timonite before Timonite pitted. Oh, Albon. Touching the back of Orphan. I think he'll be right in the middle of a train of cars, I reckon. I think Timonite may even have an undercut on him.
Maybe. But he'll have much worse soft tyres though.
Una's left the session. One of the victims, unfortunately, of that first lap crash. Orphan running a bit wide. Albon's got the run on him. And trying to move to defend, but Albon's got him. Right, is Montana going to pit? No, he's already well past turn 1. I thought he was not even at turn 1. Alonso is in though.
I imagine
So,
Alonso probably come up behind Koala, maybe even Fish Sticks.
behind Koala, I would think. Yeah, and Fish Sticks as well, because he was behind them going before pitting.
Braver Container is choosing to stay out.
Oh, bit of a lad jump from Orphan. Timonite's looking for a way through. Oh, and Orphan. Oh, I think Orphan's had a massive lag spike. And that's caught him out. So, lucky breaking away for Timonite. Unfortunate there from Orphan. He's got a bit damage as well.
Oh, is he?
And, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
his car jumped. And as it stopped jumping, his car sort of jerked to the left. So I think he had like a bit of a lag spike there, or lag jump on his screen. He lightly tapped the wall. Alonso's come out 2 seconds behind Fish Sticks, who is 3 behind Koala. As he also. Oh, here we go. Buttons on Lauder. Lauder just gives him a little bit of room. Oh, Koala's looking as well. Glitch past Lauder. Is he going to have a go on Button? He was thinking about it. Oh, Lauder was coming back at him. Lauder nearly hit Koala, but it's alright. Koala's now on the backup button. So now that Koala's ditched that damage, he's now back on pace.
I'm not so sure whether this is a strategical mistake or not, but Raven Container is still going round.
What's the gap for a pit stop?
It's about 26 seconds, I think, around here.
Oh, as Button and Koala trying to get past Orphan. Orphan gives them the room. Goes through. 26 seconds, that'll bring him up behind Zombie Head. And quite a bit behind Eagle, yeah, so Eagle's in a very good place, but Raven Container will be on much fresher tyres than everyone else around him, so I think that's what he's trying to do. And as you say, he's leaving it very late.
Yeah.
Pit now. 12 laps, it's quite a bit. Yeah, and he goes.
I actually fully expect him to maybe even come up behind Button. Maybe in between them. It's hard to tell, really.
I think Tim and Ike's been held up by this traffic. So, see, but Eagle is definitely going to take the lead in the McLaren, and he's looking very comfortable. There's the gap back to Zombie Head. It's only just come through the last corner. There's Braver. Braver's actually come out second, I think. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, P2. Well,
right, so
did not expect
he's
that.
on 12 lap fresher tyres than Eagle. He's got 6 seconds to catch him to go for the win, as Tim has nudged his way past Albon. And then Albon... Oh, Eagle's left. Eagle's left the session. Oh, that's really hard luck. Can you get him back in?
Yeah, I'll get him back in.
It's not the first time he's dropped out, actually. As, Albon gives Tim a little bit of a nudge. Tim Ike's in the middle of all this.
Yeah, he's lost position to Tim and Ike. There's Timmer.
Yeah, I think Eagle... This is unfortunate for Eagle. He's had problems all evening, and now it's just cut into his lead now.
He's back in though.
Here's Tim and Ike on the back of Albon. Tim and Ike go flying around the outside of Albon. Back into fifth, and you got Button, Koala behind as well. Ooh. So Tim and Ike has cleared Albon. He can now try and catch up behind Locke, who's now in fourth.
Oh, Raven nearly went at the back of Eagle there.
This is real unfortunate. I was looking forward to a battle, but Eagle's back in the car, and he's going to retaliate straight away into turn one. Is he? Oh, maybe
No.
not. Back in the car yet? Actually, I don't think he is.
No, I think he is. The ERS is going up and down.
Okay. Oh, Button, Koala. Oh, bit of a nudge. Button stays ahead of Koala. Albon's lag. And there's a lot of lag coming from Albon. I think it's a general thing. I haven't seen any particular people lag more than others, to be honest. I don't know if you agree, Vettel.
I really haven't seen anyone lagging, to be honest. Not from what I've been looking at.
I've seen it.
A
I've seen
bit
a
from
general
Eagle.
couple thing. Oh my goodness me, fist sticks.
And louder.
Wow. I don't know what happened there, to be honest, but it looked like fish sticks didn't see louder. Meantime, this is happening on the back straight. Button lunging on Timmer. Cuts the corner to try to give him space. That's This is all here, and Koala's trying to find a way through. Button trying to lunge on the inside of Timmer. Koala's trying to How have they kept clean out of all that? Koala's now trying to go very outside of Timmer. Gives Timmer a little bit of a nudge. Pushes him sideways. So Koala's made 2 positions somehow and all that. And kept himself unscathed.
Yeah, I was well,
And
great driving there.
I don't know how they got through that, to be honest. And Button, yeah, cut the corner there on the exit. Battles all over the place. Container has got past Eagle and all that. I was looking forward to a battle, see whether he could catch Eagle, but it's the wrong time to have a lag out Eagle there. Nothing he could do, obviously, but very unfortunate. Still keeping ahead of Zombie Head though.
Who do you think's got a pit?
I don't think anybody will pit. I think they'll try and get to the end, but I think the ones mostly that could be in trouble with tyres is Eagle, Zombie Head, and Timmer, potentially Albon as well. Those that are already kind of mid-teens in their laps. Lauda and Orphan haven't pitted yet. They're 14th and 15th at the present moment.
I thought Kabuki was 14.
12th and 13th, sorry. Yeah, Orphan hasn't pitted, he's the only one that hasn't. Or when Albon had it.
Magic Mark says, "Hi Brundle, hope you're well, pal."
he didn't put the R in my name. Yeah, he's correct himself. Magic Mark, yeah, good to see you. Hope you're all well. You've been away from the community for a while, so I hope you're doing okay. Good to see you again. Albon got a horrible run out the last corner, and Button went past him. Button was another one that pitted late on, so he's trying to recover or gain positions. I think the next one at the moment now, Koala is actually catching Timberknight quite quickly here.
I've got quite an interesting question actually. Who do you think who is an actually better driver, Albon or Gasly?
You mean real life, right? Well, there isn't an RSF
life,
on
yeah.
Gasly yet.
Yeah, I mean in
there
real
isn't an
life.
RSF on Gasly. It's tough, isn't it? For me, it's still up for debate, really. Because we haven't been in a situation where they're both been in the same machinery, I don't think. One's been in a Red Bull, one's been in a Toro Rosso. So I don't think there's been... Has there been a situation where they've been both in the same machinery, teammates before?
Maybe when they were in junior formulas, but it's really hard to say. In my own
got a good run on
opinion,
Timmer.
I think Pierre's better.
Yeah, Gasly.
Yeah. And I find him a lot more likeable than Albon.
The only thing that is against him, I guess, is the results that he got in Red Bull weren't as good as now what Albon's getting, or was getting, last season. And that's obviously the reason of the move, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's tough to say. Again, it's really who. Yeah, that's what Chona's saying. Albon has already done. His results are better than Gasly. I think Albon's the quicker. Thinking about it, I think Albon's the quicker, but Gasly's the more consistent. As Tom has got a massive run on Timmer. Just about keep it clean. There was an inch apart. There still is. Timmer just keeps in front of Alonso, but runs wide.
Oh, Alonso spawned.
Contact!
Yeah, he's
would
got
say
damage.
contact.
Oh, no damage.
Uh,
Only time damage, really.
They were trying to keep it clean, but all ended in tears as Eagle zombie head. What's happened to Eagle? Eagle's massive. He's dropped back a bit. He's having serious problems with his connection tonight. He's dropped behind Locker. Locker's into third. And Koala's on the back of Timonike. Eagle's not had a good night at all.
No. The only plus to this, though, if it stays out, is he'll be outscoring the championship leader.
Yep. But he would say it's not as much as it can be, and as Koala is looking for a run on the outside of Timonike. He's going to get a good run in the back straight. He's going to have DRS and plenty of ERS. DRS and plenty of ERS. And it's going to be a drag race down the back straight, but he's already through. Koala back into 5th place.
Yeah, he's done surprisingly well, considering he had a bit of wing damage to repair. I think he came out ahead of Button.
So he's got out of the way, though. That was it. That was it for him. Brave Container fastest lap of the race. Eagles dropped behind quite a bit for the Red Bulls, actually. And Locker putting his pressure on his teammate Zombie. Don't. Oh! That was too close.
Alonso, 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, gonna have to start checking that in a bit. Was it at the start of the race that the two Red Bulls were kind of debating between each other? They were just like saying who was going to go past one another. I think they're doing the same thing again. Gotta be careful Eagle doesn't capitalise on their awkwardness to decide who goes fastest.
Yeah.
I think it seems to me that Jay Locker seems more comfortable.
Yeah, tyre-wise, I'd probably have let Jay Locker through because he's definitely going to go at the end, whereas Zombie Head's 50-50, really.
Not making it easy, though. Locker, that should be... No! Jesus!
Yeah, very not lucky to
They're not
not get a spin there.
They're not in the same party, are they?
No, I don't think so.
That's evident. Oh, that could have
Another
ended in
fastest
tears.
lap from Brave Container.
35.9.
He's now pulled 14 seconds ahead.
Next quickest compared to him is Eagle on a 36.6. Oof. He's definitely been on it tonight. Zombie Head's got to worry about Eagle. Eagle's not giving up on the podium. Oh, he's had another one! He's had another lag spike. He's dropped behind Koala.
Well, I don't think this day could get much worse for...
Oh, Reefer. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
I've just been informed that Brave Container has a
Yeah, have you seen
15-second
that?
time penalty.
Have you seen that? Yeah.
Well, he needs to push them.
That's why he is pushing. Because he knows that. I know he's... So 15 seconds would actually drop him behind the two Red Bulls. No, it'd be close to Zombie Head. Zombie Head's tyres look to be struggling on them a little bit. Koala's not far off a podium.
No, I think Koala's going to be Brave Container's biggest worry, I think. Because the two ahead of her got quite old tyres.
Well, not for this race, obviously. We've got to go by race director. Obviously, penalties were dropping down from the previous race, but we've got to go by... We don't add those on.
I'm just looking at J Locker's penalties. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 penalties.
Oh, jeez. Oh, gee. 6?
Yeah. Zombie Head hasn't got 1 warning.
6:12. So 18 seconds.
Yeah. And Koala has 2 pens.
Oh. So Zombie Head's still on for second here. What about Eagle?
Eagle, right. Eagle has 3 penalties.
Hey, Tim and Ike.
1 penalty.
Ooh.
Button has
Tim and Ike go
2.
That's 2. Right, so at the moment, how many did you say Koala? So J-Locker has a lot.
Yeah,
heck of
J-Locker
a
is
lot.
18.
Oh god. How many did you say Koala has?
Koala
Eagle,
has
stop, man.
just 2.
Oh! Oh, another leg swipe for Eagle. I'm almost at the point. I know it's late on in the race, but I'm almost at the point to say to Eagle, you're going to have to back out from this because something is going wrong. He's just had another one.
So at the moment, Prairie Container is winning the race. Yeah, J-Locker's pitting.
Pitting.
Yeah,
Oh.
probably for some soft tyres.
That drops him out. So,
It's just Koala
am I
that can catch
am
Prairie
I
at this point.
correct in saying though, as it stands, say Koala has 2 or 3?
Koala
3.
has 3, I think, yeah. No, just the 2.
Oh, just the 2. So Tim and Ike has the 1. Yeah. So at the moment, Zombie Head is
Net
in line to
P2.
jump Koala into second. Yeah. Tim and Ike will not get on the podium though because he's too far out at this time. But he gets within 3. Farther than he might be good. Fishsticks is on the back of Albon. In the end, Albon's hard tyre gamble hasn't really paid off for him because those that pitted much later are pushing him down the field. Locke has come out in 10th on soft tyres and he's absolutely flying. He can still get some decent points, but with those penalties, he's be struggling to keep hold of them.
Yeah. Albon only has 2 penalties, I've just checked. Fishsticks doesn't have any at the moment.
Okay.
And I think that's all of the top 10 except Alonso, who only has 2.
Oh, Locke has flown past Alonso, got on the grass, but Alonso couldn't keep him back, so Locke is completely flying up through the field.
There's also Alonso stays 12 seconds near J-Locker, he should be okay, I think.
Oh, Fishsticks is on the grass in the last corner. Albon's going to have a run back at him. Can he repay the favour?
Looks like it, going down the inside.
Speed. Yeah, he's got that, moves back across. Oh, Fishsticks go for the lunge. Oh,
Millimeters in that.
nice. That was good. That was really good between the two. You think that Albon had that? And then Fishsticks just stuck back in the slipstream so he could get
Another penalty.
Yay. I think Albon had that position covered and then Fishsticks stuck back into the slipstream just to get that speed and made a lunge for it, and very clean as well, no contact whatsoever. He is jumping a bit, but it's not more than others. It's not excessively, not like Eagles at the moment, but now they're under pressure from Locker.
Any lag from Albon?
It's every now and again there's this 1 or 2 jumps.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, like that. It's nothing major, but jeez. He's struggling on tyres though, and Locker's eased past him because he did another bit of a jump. And he's through. He'll fast set to 1.
I don't know what that was. Maybe it was Timmer, because he seems... No, he's just... I don't know.
No, it's Kabuki. Kabuki allowing the lead to go through. Zombie Head has had a mistake somewhere. Zombie Head's really struggling with his tyres. Timberknight's right behind him. And there's a couple of laps left. If Timberknight can get past Zombie Head... If Timberknight can get past Zombie Head and then gain a gap, he might be on line for third place.
Joe Locker got another penalty. Unfortunately, Timberknight does have a penalty, and Zombie Head has nothing, so he'd have to pull a 3-second gap.
Yeah, he's going to get 3 seconds though if he can make the move. Wasn't confident enough to make the move there. But clearly Zombie Head's really struggled with his tyres. Struggling with
I'm
the
not
traction.
surprised.
He'll have that set to 3. Oh, someone's off! Koala! Oh, middle of the road! What's happened there? Koala lost it. And Zombie Head and
Yeah, he's got damage as well.
got through, he must have spun it.
Oh, and he's hit RSF1
What's
button
happened?
off. Yeah, he's got a penalty for it.
Oh, it's all unraveling for Koala. And side by side with Button. Button's got past it. Timberknight is having a move on the inside of Zombie Head and takes third place. No, he doesn't. Koala's gone wide. Timberknight trying to go right on the outside. Cannot make it though.
Albon 3-second penalty.
Oh, Koala. I don't know what happened with him. Did he connect with Kabuki? I know Kabuki's a lap down. Perhaps.
I
But-
don't
oh.
think so. Oh, he's sent it down the inside of Eagle. But
Oh,
appar-
yeah, Vettel. Don't have to put caps, Vettel. Yeah, because of all that happening, Braver Container, even with his post-race penalty, is going to go... Oh, and the Buttons hit the back of Zombie Head.
It's the last lap though.
Put up... Yeah. Braver Container is going to keep his win. Look at the gap he has. 28 seconds.
Yeah, 28 seconds. That's quite a dominant win. That's very Mercedes-esque.
Yeah, it is. But Timberknight's into second. He's got to gap Zombie Head by another second this lap, and he can keep ahead of him. When Buttons all over the back of him, they both have damage. Into turn 1.
I think Button would lose out on penalties anyway,
Yeah.
because Zombie Head doesn't have any. But Button's going for it.
Oh, careful, careful. Right round the outside, going wide at the corner. Surely he can't keep that. He's got to back off.
No,
What
he's
a valid
continuing.
move.
Louder with
Okay,
it.
fair enough. Yeah, but Braver Container, what a drive from the Mercedes driver. He's got 2 more corners to go. It's been a very dominant victory under real no pressure from anyone, and he's going to take the victory in Russia. Question is, who's going to join him on the podium? J-Lock has been absolutely flying up to the back of these guys. He's even caught them. He's caught
He's
his
going to drop
teammate. Wasn't he-
massively down there.
Yeah, I know. But Timberknight, I think, has got the gap to stay in second.
Oh,
This
we
would
forgot
be
to talk about
huge.
driver of the day.
We will win it over when it's over. But Timberknight comes over, takes second on track. I think he's going to keep it because he's gapped Zombie Head.
Yeah,
He has. Zombie to third, Button fourth. Locker's not going to stay in fifth, surely. So
No.
Fish Sticks Move to fourth. Whoa. Okay. Fishstick's fourth. Button fifth. Koala sixth. Alonso seventh. Locker eighth. Timmer ninth. Albon picks up the last point, and Eagle no points. Wow. That is a rough
And
race for Eagle.
Braver Container also picks up the point for the fastest lap. So pole, win, and fastest lap. The perfect trio.
Very nice. Right, position change.
No. J Locker has the fastest laps.
J Locker got it. Yeah, he nicked it. Position change. F6 for Fishtsticks. Right. Can we please stop the chat of moving divisions? Not your decision to make. It's up to the organisers, alright? Let's, just ease it off a bit. Ease it off a bit. Please, that's a request. But what a drive from Brave Container. But in terms of championship, that is huge for Tim and Ike. Huge. 18 points, it's not, a win would have really put him back in with the front two, but no points for Eagle. No points for Kazi. 18 for Tim and Ike. That puts him 145. He will be 31 behind Kazi going into Japan. So, very massive. And in terms of driver of the day, I think, considering plenum penalties and position gained, I would say Zombie Head, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there. Nearly a flawless race. Podium, no penalties, and from 8th.
Yep.
Can't really argue with it.
Had to fight for it. Had to fight for it as well to keep that third. So. Right, let us invite the rest of these guys. We've only got Zombie Head in here. Where's Braver?
Yeah, it seems people are a bit upset that we didn't pick Braver. There is a 34-second gap.
I mean, yeah, but I understand that. But at the same time, he's been in control. Zombie Head had to work for that third. Is all I'm saying. It's all I'm saying. It's all opinions, right? It's that lovely word I love, which is opinions. It's my opinion. Okay, what's your opinion, Vettel? What do you think?
Yeah, I still think Zombie Head deserves it. He done a really good race.
I'm glad you're on my side.
To get those mediums as far as he did, I think that's worth it just as it is. And to get the podium, penalty free as well, yeah.
No. Not saying that Braver Container is not a shout for driver of the day. I'm just saying, of the two.
Neil.
Is anyone else joining this party? Come on, boys.
Isn't everyone in
here? Hear your thoughts. Got Tim and Ike and Braver still. There he is. Braver, why are you on a do not disturb? I hate it when people do that. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Let me think how to do this. If I do third, you do second, Vettel, and I'll do the winner.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So first to get to third place. Obviously, make sure you tick the box to include your audio. Zombie Head, hello teammate.
Hello.
Congratulations on your third place and drive of the day to boot. In my opinion, chat. I know people don't agree, but it's our opinion, of course. And obviously the reason with that mainly penalty free, which is obviously very easy to get penalties around here. So well done with that, and the fact you took mediums that very long way under very big pressure from multiple drivers around you, including your teammate included. A bit of a iffy moment with your teammate. I don't know if you realise how close you were to colliding a few laps towards the end with J Locker. But still, you must be very, very happy with third place.
Yep. No, didn't really have high hope. Sochi. Loads of penalties. So.
Your mic keeps cutting out a bit there, so me.
Yeah. I didn't really have high hopes coming into Sochi, and I thought I was gonna wrap up tons of penalties, but I just managed to keep it clean and just keep my head and not get penalties, not push too hard.
Yeah, of course. Did you tick the box?
Sorry?
Apparently a few people didn't hear you on that.
Yeah, I've ticked the box, I think.
I think it's because your mic keeps cutting out. Yeah, well done on your race. What you're thinking towards Japan next week for you? Is it a track that you like or not?
It's okay. I think I might need to work on it a bit, but I like it as a track. I'm not sure if I'm good around there, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, well done on your third place. Yeah.
I had wing damage last 2 laps, I think, as well. It was.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. So I honestly had to fight for that one.
Yeah, it was all good. Yeah, well done. Right, so moving on to second place, Fedel. Take it away.
Yeah, so Tim Knight, you tried the undercut early on. Do you think that maybe was a bit of a mistake? Because you seem to lose quite a lot of time to Braver, and mostly probably because of all the cars you had to overtake. Am I right?
I'm not sure. I think Braver was just massively quick today, which shows for his 30-second win gap. So yeah, I don't think anyway I would have caught him. I was behind him for a few laps before, and he seemed to be pulling away a bit. So just decided to switch it up a bit, see if I could get myself into some clean air, and I was for a couple of laps, but like I said, I had to pass some people. But yeah, no, I think it was a good race. I'll thank my boys again, Connor and Junior, every week, helping me out with the strategy and keeping me going. But yeah, no, Russia's not a track that I enjoy. I find it quite boring, and for some reason today I just didn't have any front grip. So I think there's still time there. Maybe next season it'll be a bit better. But no, I'm happy with this result today compared to my other rivals in the championship. So yeah.
Yeah, both your rivals did not score this race, so that brings you closer towards the championship. Well,
yeah, and I gained some points on Button as well, I believe. So there's a bit more of a safety net behind me now. Hopefully, going to go into the last few races and just keep going nicely as I am now. But we'll see.
Yeah, you supported with some entertaining overtakes today. Thank you for your time, and I'll hand it on to Brundle for our P1 interview.
Thank you.
Obviously a quick thing, quick question to Tim Knight before I move on. Were you thinking maybe before this race or after Singapore, you're thinking, or especially after Singapore, you got a 6th compared to, say, Kazi and Igor, who are ahead of you in the championship, they were on the podium. Did you think there was maybe creeping in doubts that you may catch them? I'm guessing you may be feeling much better after this race.
Yeah, well, I've kind of changed my driving style a bit the last couple of races. Been using some different settings, wheel and assist wise. So I don't know. I feel a bit quicker, but it's a lot more hard work. I know I'm not necessarily as consistent. I'm not always on the podium like the other guys, but I always try to be clean and just try and keep my nose clean. I've had a couple of DNFs recently as well, so that hasn't helped me out either. But now I'm very much still looking to grab that championship, but we'll just have to see how these next few races go.
Yeah, of course. Congratulations on second place.
Thank you.
All right. Right, on to our race winner, Braving Container. You were very confident after your pole position. After qualifying, a very good qualifying lap as well. And you were hooked up all throughout tonight, it seemed. In some ways, got a lucky break with the dramatic start to the race, because the safety car obviously leveled the playing field, so you didn't have to defend as heavily as you may have done in the first lap, especially down to the first corner. It's maybe a little bit fortunate with that, but you had a really good restart, timed it to perfection with the safety car coming in at the time it did, and just controlled it from there. Did a late strategy, also had Eagle's lag out, so he did have to fight for this victory. The gap may not tell the full story, of course, but definitely a very good victory from my view anyway.
Yeah, thanks. When the safety car just came in on the penultimate corner, I was a gear down and I didn't notice. So I got a massive amount of oversteer, and luckily I recovered and didn't hit the wall, so that probably helped. But other than that, yeah, solid race. I went for fastest lap. I don't know if I got it or not. Did I get fastest lap?
No.
Okay.
Locker nicked it because he went on softs towards the end.
Yeah, fair enough. Well done to him then. Good race, to say the least. Hashtag jerk.
Yeah, but obviously good response to your 8th place in Singapore. Obviously, the perfect response to that as well. Plus, in the championship, obviously I think you're mathematically out of catching Kazi, even with his DNF anyway, so you can't win the championship from this stage. But obviously, I guess the goal is to get as high as you can, get some good points for Mercedes, and sort of work maybe on next season, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, as you said, make my way up, because whilst I'm in F5, I'm trying to have as much fun as I can before I'll probably end up having to go back to F2 because of my schedule. So, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Glad to get some points for the Mercedes.
Okay. What do you think about Japan next week?
Oh God, don't get me started.
Obviously. Oh, you hate it?
Yeah, one of my
Ooh.
least favourite tracks, if not the least favourite track.
Oh, you're the same as me.
Yeah,
You're the same as me.
I feel that as well.
It's just too slippy.
Wow. Is it as bad as me as in the fact that you've never got a top 5 in any league race around Japan?
Me? No, I don't think I did Japan last season. Or in any league.
Neither
race,
did
so-
I. Neither did I. So yeah, that'll be interesting though. But all the best, and see you on the podium a couple more times towards the end of this season.
Let's hope so.
Alright, that has been the F5 Russian Grand Prix. Definitely an intriguing one, a dramatic start. Vettel. Of course, it's the nature of the track, and as we said, all it takes is one slight mistake. I don't think there was anything malicious in there. It was just wrong place, wrong time for the guys involved. But a couple of big hitters, especially our championship leader, and with Timonite scoring good this week, Vettel, it all closes up. But what I said at the start kind of happened in a way. It's the result from a viewer's perspective. found the perfect one.
Yeah, the championship might be a lot closer now, because certain drivers do have a
Definitely
quite
is.
momentum at the moment.
Definitely is. But obviously, the question is, can they keep the momentum, or will the others like Kazi and Eagle, will they fight back in the always interesting Japanese Grand Prix? That'll be next time, or next week, in the F5. But we have one more race around Russia, and that is the F3 Championship tomorrow at 8 o'clock, where plenty of frontline speed, I am sure, will be present, with Alonso and Verstappen always making F3 the wonder that it is. Of course, the racing as well, very competitive championship tomorrow, so if you're interested for that, please watch that tomorrow night.
Sorry, boys. Do you mind if I just have a quick, just while we're here,
Go on.
people watching, please, meme review is happening still. It will happen. So please send me your clips. I know it's towards the end of the season now, so
Oh, I've got a ton.
it's perfect time. I've started work on it already, but yeah, I just haven't had the chance to get the message out yet. So if you are watching and you have clips, then please send them to me, preferably
Might
over
be
game
worth-
and DVR. But yeah, meme review. end of
Might be
season.
worth putting an announcement out either tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll ask Junior about that.
Potentially, if the time is right. Oh, I've got a ton. I've got a load. Oh, go on.
I'd like to have a shout out for he would be in the lead right now. Hadn't lagged down position.
Think
Might
it's
cut out
Eagle.
again.
Eagle would have been in the lead of the championship right now.
Yes, obviously. Yeah, he had a rough night tonight, but yep, that's unfortunate. But these things do happen. So yeah, obviously the thing for him is to obviously respond in Japan next week. So hopefully he can sort that out. But yes, that's been the F5 division. I've been RSF1 Bundle, and joining me in the comments box was Vettel. Pleasure as always.
Yeah, always.
And your podium tonight was third place for
Zombie Head.
Zombie Head and Rebel. Second, Tim and Ike in the Racing Point. Your race winner, Braver Container. Zombie Head also got Driver of the Day for this week. That has been RSF1 F5 division. Take care as always and keep safe in this time, and we'll see you next week for F5, but F3 tomorrow. So until then, take care and good night.